Senglea is one of the 3 cities in the Cottonera. It is situated in the Grand Harbour. It has 2,900 population and it is fortified by the Fort St. Michael. Senglea is characterized by historical buildings, and this makes it very difficult to install renewable energy systems. RES integration in heritage buildings and sites has been vastly examined within international EU and local research projects. The best practice to be presented is related to integration of PVs within the local, historical and cultural centres such as the 3 cities, Isla, Birgu and Bormla. Isla Local Council was awarded the EUCF grant in 2020 to carry out a study on the exploitation of innovative BIPV technologies for different building typologies in the 3 cities. The EUCF grant enabled the local council to further its initial investigations related to the integration of renewables by mapping a set of buildings for the integration of PV systems, identify the most suitable building, integrated PV technologies with a low visual impact to address concerns regarding aerial imagery, estimate the energy generation potential for each building, and evaluate the financial feasibility for the installation of these systems. During the past years, conventional roof-mounted PV systems have been installed on several buildings in Malta. However, the installation of renewables in historic buildings and centres poses a bigger challenge, since conservation of the cultural heritage of building is the main priority and the legal framework needs to be respected. To prevent an indiscriminate and uncontrolled use of PV technologies and at the same time allow for the investment in such sustainable resources, it is necessary to find a proper balance or compromise between technical and aesthetic requirements. The project allowed us to identify the best technologies for integration with the buildings by choosing lightweight panels, which can be flat-mounted on the roofs and within structures. Such panels can also be produced in different colors to match the Maltese limestone. Some buildings were selected as a representation of different buildings typologies to carry out a more in-depth analysis and estimate the PV generation potential for the area that could be used for BIPV integration, including public administration buildings, a museum, educational institutions, commercial premises, as well as multifamily residential buildings covering an area of more than 10,000 square meters of potential PV system integration. Architectural integration of PV in buildings is an area with a high replicability potential in several localities in Malta and Gozo, as well as across the EU, since a significant part of the building stock in urban areas is characterized by historical buildings where RES interventions are very limited.